Hi there, I'm Captain Bucky O'Hare and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK. Hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK, where today we're going to have a look at some mint on card action figures, but it's all changing here. I have gone retro. So the retro wall to my side will be today's focus. This is a little introduction. If you've been trying to contact me on Instagram, it's knackered. Instagram has not let me in now for nearly 3 days. I can't get in. There seems to be no customer service. So might have to start a new Instagram account. So there'll be more updates to come on that, but I'm not ignoring you if you contact me on Instagram. I'm just locked out. So that's out of the way. Let's look at these mint on card figures. Right then, lots of changes have happened to the mint on card wall. So if you've seen some of my channel updates before, you may recognise the door curtain there leading out onto the landing, because I've taken the door off to fit more toys in. Otherwise, when you open that door, you'd be slamming straight into these figures on the wall. So I couldn't have that happening. So door curtain it had to be. Cheeky Monkey Kiara was well happy when I told her I was taking the door off the house. But oh well, these things happen. What we do in the name of toys. So if you've seen, again, previous videos, this was all WWE Ultimate figures. But they're behind me. They're pretty much open. So I have changed to a retro style toy display here. So if I give you a slow pan up of everything, we'll then go through detailed on what I've done as I go through all the mint on card action figures. You might see Scrag there from Turtles in the top of the wardrobe in the opening pile. So He-Man on the top, down into Superpowers from DC McFarlane, then down into the Marvel 3.75 Retro from Hasbro, then sort of the Super 7 section, so Power Rangers, Turtles and GI Joe all in the reaction line. Down the bottom there to Movie Maniacs from NECA for the horror Movie Maniacs, and then down to the very bottom for WWE Retro figures in the old Hasbro style. So this is what I have got behind the door. So what I wanted to do was change it away from WWE and sort of have something of everything, like a bit of everything that is represented in the toy room, also represented in the wall. So as we said, He-Man, DC, Marvel, Power Rangers, Turtles, GI Joe, horror and wrestling is now all represented behind the door on the wall in a nice sort of orderly, well spaced out mint on card fashion. So if I give you a proper pan back there, you can see some Marvel Legends in the wardrobe. That may be a video this Saturday night if I can get around to filming it, because there's been a lot of Marvel Legends that have been opened recently. So I will take you through those. So let's go individually now through the mint on. Right, so the camera is way above my head, so hopefully I can keep it steady. You can see what's going on because we are literally on the ceiling there. So the top row is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, represented by the Origins figures over there, and then my one and only Masterverse figures. So I've got all my Masterverse figures for sale, apart from the one I've got mint on card, which is He-Man himself. So the way this is themed is every box on this top shelf has the 40th anniversary He-Man logo sticker upon it. If I can get right up there, you should be able to see it on the Origins figures there. So that is what I'm doing. They don't fully match because they only did 4 in this version and one of those, but they are linked together by the sticker. So the 4 figures I've got here, the reason I'm struggling to get in is there is a giant bloody 3 3/4 inch TIE fighter that's coming off the ceiling above the Star Wars collection there into the Millennium Falcon is over there, so I can't fully get into where I need to go for this bit, but I'll try my best to get in there. So this is the box set that came out last year. I'm not sure if it was a Comic Con or not, but you've got all 4 He-Man throughout the cartoons, throughout the ages. So you've got the 80s cartoon, you've got the New Adventures of He-Man figure there, over into the 2000X, and the very, very modern version from the current CGI series that I think might have just been cancelled. So that's all He-Man. So we come down, we might get a better look because I can actually get the camera in there. So He-Man's on the top, representing, of course, what we've got over there, which is the He-Man collection itself. So He-Man is represented on the wall, on the retro wall, and then we come down to what we got next. It's DC. So I've got a lot of loose DC superpowers from the new McFarlane versions of these superpowers, but I didn't have any mint on card, so I've decided to sell up on the superpowers to give myself an extra cube that I needed, and then just have the versions here that are on the wall mint on card. So we got I think this is series 3 that's just come out. So you've got Aquaman, You've got a really good one here, the Black Manta. I think that's a really good sort of retro looking figure. Hopefully Todd does that one in the actual 7-inch multiverse scale. I would like to see a classic version of Black Manta into a real classic one next, which of course is Batman himself there. But again, a more sort of 70s looking Batman. It looks quite good on the card, I think, with the sort of classic version. And then, of course, talking classic versions, I whack into a TIE Fighter. We can get right up there. I don't know what the focus will be like because I'm too far away. But that is, of course, Classic Dick himself. So, yeah, that is a lie, of course. It is not Classic Dick. I think it's Tim Drake, isn't it? That one is supposed to be. So it would be nice to actually have proper Classic Dick. And then in the corner, we can get right up there, is Deathstroke. So my fancy camera work as I try to get round here. So that is the row you will see there from DC, which is the superpowers. Now down into the 375. So this is Marvel's representation. So DC have been represented on the wall. It's Marvel's turn. So these are the Hasbro Pulse exclusives. So this is the Wolverine and Phoenix, which are in a 2-pack. And you get the really cool shiny card. And for those out there, there is, of course, Hellfire Hank himself has made them in on card wall. And talking Hellfire Hank, he's actually also on this base over here. So he's made it in there. So he's getting everywhere, is our friend Hank. And you want to see some more Hank? It's Hanks for everyone. We're supposed to be doing mint on card. And I'm into a sort of Hellfire Hank mini segment as I distract myself here. So Wolverine and the Phoenix. And my grail piece, the one I couldn't find for ages, the bloody Silver Surfer. And I had this in my hand at a B&M bargain store in the UK for £6. That's before I collected these. I put it down, and that thing cost me 20 quid on Amazon. So that was the only one I had to like overpay for. Everything else I've got for retail or less, but needed the Surfer. I didn't have the variant Iron Man, so he is on the wall because, as I say, I have got a complete collection of these loose. And there is Captain America again because I liked his card back. So not really based on anything, these are they? There's what if sort of Kenner did classic Marvel figures, and they've done a sort of a classic sort of card from that. So very nice for the 375s. Down into the Power Rangers then. So I've just literally got these in. Got them off Star Action Figures in the UK. I think they were down to £15 in the sale. So there is Rita. Power Rangers, one of my favourites growing up. So you had to sort of represent the mighty Morphin Power Rangers here. Classic season it was. Or 3 seasons, I should say. So there's Goldar on his card. I stand on some rubbish on the floor for my Marvel unboxing. We've got Lord Zed himself there. That's a really cool looking one. So I'm looking forward to the Ultimates versions of these from Super 7. I've got a Vac Metal staff there for Lord Zed. And to one I would again like to see in the Ultimates, which is of course Rito Revolto. I believe it's Rita's brother. So he's there in the reaction form. And then of course my favourite Ranger is the Red Ranger. So only one Ranger represented, otherwise the whole wall would be covered in Rangers. So I wanted to represent the villains because I'm more of a villain guy than I am a hero guy. So Power Rangers represented there. As I pan across, you can see all the collection with 4 villains and the Red Ranger. So down we go then into, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now this room is full of turtles, but I've got to have some of my favourites on the wall. The Wanted Turtles represented on the wall. So again, these are from Star Action Figures here in the UK. So there is Casey Jones, my favourite character from Turtles. He had to make the wall. Next to him, of course, is my favourite turtle, is Leonardo. But I thought I'd go for the Samurai variant because I don't have that one in the Ultimates. I'm just collecting the regular turtles in the Ultimates. It'd be nice to have the Samurai version there. And these do look really good on the card. That is one thing I must say about these Ultimates that's really sort of suckered me in, is how good the card looks. Yeah, the figures themselves haven't got much articulation, but the card backs are very, very nice. So, of course, you can't have turtles without Shredder. There is, of course, Shredder topless, based on the original toy, of course, which looked nothing like the cartoon. It wound me up a treat as a child, and but well, it wound me up as a child, but as an adult, I'm kind of nostalgic for it. And you can't have turtles like Bebop and Rocksteady, so those are the other 2 that I chose to go on the wall here. There they are, Bebop and Rocksteady, of course, looking very nice indeed. And they're sort of on a thicker sort of blister bubble. If I give you the angle there, you'll see how they are the same size card back, but a thicker bubble. So that is Turtles. They've made the wall, and I'm going to have to go down on my knees now. So, oh my goodness, here we go, down on my knees. Next one is GI Joe. So I've, of course, if you know, got very annoyed with Brian from Super 7 for not painting Wave 2 of the Ultimate, so scrapped that and bought all the reaction figures, which you have seen, hopefully, on the channel in lots of the unboxing videos that I have done. But here is a few on the wall. So these will be getting replaced because the next season of Super 7 figures is the Python Patrol and the Tiger Force figures. So I'm going to be getting those to go on the wall because I don't need to open those. So just to represent the gap, so I could actually measure it out, because I'm anal like that. You've got to sort of make sure all the gaps are the same as you can. I've just got a few here. So there's Snake Eyes, the Baroness, who I chosen. Flint, literally just ones I had to hand. Is it Taymont or Zoma? Can't even say their names. It's Tomax, it's not Zaymont. And there's Bazooka in his Arctic variant, so that would be a cool one to see in classified maybe. But GI Joe has made the wall, but again they are just sort of temporary fill-ins before the other versions come. Now this is another thing that set me off for the wall. Big horror fan here, and I was going through my NECA figures that I did have mint on card, and I unboxed a lot of them just to have a shelf of movie figures. But I wanted some horror on the wall, and the fact that these Toony Terrors are out there is kind of cool. So shout out Matt from Detached Brick, you may have seen on my pilot episode of the live stream. He went out to HMV and ended up having to buy all these, and had to do a bit of a cash transaction there. So Jason Voorhees he managed to find, so I went for all the classic horrors. And this one's quite hard to get now, which is the earlier version of Michael Myers. This is from Halloween 1, not Halloween 2. So the fact that my local HMV had that in stock was very helpful, because he's much more money on eBay. Can't have horror without Freddy, so there is Freddy Krueger, another one from the earlier season. And I got a little bit of lean here for behind the scenes as a box of toys. Is I've got the side of the double deep units here, so I can't really fit in this gap. So I'm having to sort of hold the camera and hope for the best. But there's Pinhead representing Hellraiser, another horror classic. And of course, I'm not a big fan of clowns, but you'll find a couple of clowns on here. But there's the first one. There is Pennywise, representing the 1990 It film. So very nice figures, these Toony Terrors, and just a row of them. And at least I've kind of bought what I need for this wall now. I'm literally complete, and just forget about the wall, and it sort of looks quite nice. I haven't got to worry about randomly rotating figures. And finally down here, if you get a little shadow of me there, because I am right down on the floor now, we've got the WWE Retro. So these are designed to look like the Hasbro figures, and they are sold in 4 packs on MattelCreations.com. So this orange wave is the missing figures that were supposed to be done at the end of the Hasbro line, but I believe are all cancelled. So you've got Tugboat, good old Uncle Fred himself there, old Tugboat down the bottom. You've got Greg the Hammer Valentine in his Rhythm and Blues tag team outfit from where his tag team partner with the Honky Tonk Man, over to Lex Luger in his USA outfit, and finally another clown. It's Doink the Clown. So that is that, and there is enough room for one more row underneath, because I will be getting the next series of WWE Retros, because it's got the Undertaker and Vader in it, so I can't ignore that one. Right, so let me just sort of stand up, give you a sort of final pan of this section, if I can go back. Doing this in one take tonight. There we are, what we're trying to at least. So there we go. So that is the new retro wall. So I hope you like the retro wall. But you may notice there is no Star Wars. So where is the Star Wars, you might ask? Well, stick around, you'll find out. That's because the Star Wars is up here. So I've redone the Black Series display. So we've just come down here. You'll see a little treat into another upcoming video, which is the rest of the play set from Return of the Jedi, because that's where the 3 3/4 inch is here. But I've been redoing my Black Series. So at the top, I've got all the actual one of each retro card in the 6-inch scale represented across the top of the wall there. And there are some of my vintage Ewok trees that one decided to whack me in the face the other day. So that was fun. I've got a black eye from an Ewok tree. So hidden behind there, you'll see George Lucas in the representing Star Wars on the Star Wars card. If I can get right up there. And then we've got Han and Carbonite on the Empire Strikes Back one, and the new one to complete this. I got the Scout Trooper on the Return of the Jedi card, into Moff Gideon on the Mandalorian card. Then you've got your Power of the Force cards there. There's too much stuff on the floor, so I can't actually move any further. But you've got Luke and Leia on your Power of the Force 2 cards. You've got Jar Jar Binks on the Phantom Menace card. And then we got Mace Windu and a Clone Trooper on the Clone Wars cars there. So they are represented up there in that part of the toy room. Of course, that was the TIE Fighter that was in my way. And if we come down here, just in the Marvel Legends, you'll see more mint on card. So we've got a Fantastic Four card going down there. The Phoenix going down there. Into the Sandman. Spidey on his animated card. And there's Iron Man there. And of course, I'll do a better video on these when I do the full Marvel tour. One of each retro on the back. So we've got Ghost Rider and Cap. The Dan Who Blue Beast. And we've got Bagman, of course. The Lizard. And we've got the Fantastic Four card in the corner. And we've got War Machine over there. So have I got any more mint on card in the house? I think I do. And to end the video, our final section, we're above the bedroom because I've got mint on card everywhere. We've got 4 AEW figures there, CM Punk, Sting, and we've got Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, in their Street Fighter outfits. Over above the bathroom there, we've got 3 Ultimate Editions. So we've got the Ultimate Warrior, we've got Randy Savage that came from the crowdfunder, that's the WrestleMania 10 outfit from the New Generation Arena, and there is Hulk Hogan. Pan around on the stairs, not mint on card, but you've got to look at the Batman Rogues Gallery poster. We've got some maxi size posters there, Spider-Man, and of course X-Men represented there. And the final section, just above the spare room or the office, more mint on card wrestling. You've got John Cena, The Rock, and you've got Roman Reigns. And then finally, there's some temporary ones there as I'm trying to make a bit of space. We've got the Chase Stardust that I found at Smith's the other day. We've got Cody Rhodes and Shawn Michaels from Defining Moments and Hulk Hogan's, but they are there on a temporary basis. So that would lead you into the toy room there, and that's where we started on the mint on card wall. So that might give you another sort of angle if I can. You might get a better look at some of the He-Man stuff. Actually, I couldn't get the angle on before. Just come outside and you get a bit of angle. So that's the mint on card collection sort of toy room tour update. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to leave you with that, I think, as you see some toys on the floor and a load of mess because there is unboxing to do. So I'm going to get on with unboxing. So I've been Jay. This has, of course, been Jay's Toy Collection UK. I hope you did like the new logo, the debut of the new logo today as well. So thanks to Dan Who himself for assisting with that. I adapted his live stream logo into my sort of 2.0 logo. Now I've reached 1,000 subscribers. I thought, time for a new logo. So we had a new intro. And I'm going to leave you with a new outro. So please, of course, do comment, like, and subscribe. Don't worry about Instagram yet. I will try and sort that out. And, of course, I will see you on the next video.